I could go on a tangent with the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix documentary miniseries because it was, they I guess I will just briefly, but they only focused on Jeffrey Dahmer. There's only one episode where you learn about an actual victim, a deaf guy, and the whole episode was all about the deaf guy. And Jeffrey Dahmer is just sort of like this outside character who only appears halfway into the episode for the first time and then disappears for a while, and then they meet each other, and it's just about that. It humanizes the victim, and there's only one episode out of all those episodes from that entire miniseries that does that. Like everything else is about Jeffrey Dahmer, and Netflix was like, we're not trying to humanize Jeffrey Dahmer, but then you made a whole show where you're humanizing only him, except for this one episode, which is the exception. So we have a tendency to just focus on like the perpetrator of the crimes, the perpetrator of the violence, and not on the victims.
Yeah. And I think this is the problem with approaching media from a male gaze, because it felt very much from a male gaze, because Louis is not the one deeply personally affected by the manosphere, right? So his perspective, his gaze was just about focusing on the boys, on the men, centering them rather than centering women and girls who are the victims, who are affected by this, by looking at the documentary from a female gaze instead. I feel like if this documentary was made by a female producer, then it would have been different.
Yeah, it would have been, I think. I think Louis really... I think, like, in a certain way, it does expose a lot to, like, in a 101 kind of way, but I think Louis dropped the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit, actually, on this thing, because there's an entire world that he just did not touch upon, which is, like, how it affects people. Why, like... In 2024, after Donald Trump won the 2024 election, Nick Fuentes was able to like actually make it into a meme where he's like, "Your body, my choice."
Oh my god, very punchable.
Yeah, and then like little boys are saying that to little girls in elementary schools across the United States, and it's like, if Nick Fuentes existed in like a vacuum, and he was just like this weirdo freak Nazi guy, and the manosphere didn't exist, then like that might have not have caught on, but manosphere influencers like, hey, clip this, and spreading it around, and
it's becoming a big problem, and I do hope that, and it's ridiculous to say, oh, it's just a documentary, maybe he didn't want to make it too long, but Netflix is known for having like a million part docu-series, right?
Yeah, also he can have as much time as he wants. He's Louis Theroux, like everyone knows who the fuck he is, and he's been around for like 30 years.